All right, hello everyone, welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Brogan. Today we are doing another simple signal stream, and you know, it's interesting how we've been moving. You know, we have followed pretty much exactly what we've said so far, pretty accurately. So I'm not really surprised what we're doing right now. 59,327 currently for Bitcoin live on stream, and I'm pretty excited to see where we're going right now. I've got some exciting stuff to share on Bitcoin. Something really interesting has happened in terms of the past, basically. Since the start of today, about 2 a.m. when we waked all the way up till now, something really interesting has happened, which has flipped something, which is going to be added even more bearish sentiment to myself, even though I was probably the biggest bear out of the entirety of crypto. You know, anybody out there watching or doing either does streams or does crypto and watches streams, I think I'm the biggest bear out of all of them, and I think I've just got something additional which helps me to be a bit more bearish. We're still on for you know, really negative. I can't remember exactly the numbers I said. I think I said like 47k. We might still be on for that. Obviously, we're going to have a quick, you know, glance at that on, you know, when we get into the actual charts in a minute. We'll see how viable that is. But I'm pretty interested and I'm pretty excited. And I do also have a Telegram post which I've posted, or I've pasted on the chart, so I can show you guys what we talked about, or what Mike has talked about in terms of his prices, you know, by the end of this week, basically. So interested to see that as well. And I think that is it for that part of things. If you've got any coins you want me to cover, I'm not cover too many. I want to end it at 10 o'clock, maybe 10:05, 10:10, you know, something like that. Put it in the chat. Obviously, if you're somewhere where the chat's moving really fast, like Binance, put it a couple of times. I do have a notepad open to make sure I get all the coins, and I'll read it out once I have seen it. So do put it a couple of times if I haven't, you know, read it out already. And really important, most important thing of all, you know, going to the description and liking the stream and subscribing while you're down there or following. You know, if you want to do that, if it's warranted. You know, but the important thing is the links down in the description. There is a Telegram link there, the public Telegram link, which everyone is in right now. All the actual, you know, the proper lads or ladettes, you know, depending, in the Crypto Warehouse public group. We also have a private one. If you want to come support the channel, go to YouTube, $2.99 a month. It supports and helps the channel. You get a private OG group. You get a bunch of indicators. We get TA. I haven't been on it as actively lately. I haven't been very busy external from crypto, you know, work-wise. So I haven't been on it too, you know, involved. But I do post charts all the time. I post all my charts in depth, or, you know, not like a full-on, you know, exemplar story essay on what's going on, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I post my charts, I talk about it a bit. If you post charts, I'll talk about what I think about it. And obviously, you know, we've got people ranging from different ways of doing TA. I've got my methods. People have got, you know, different ways. There's a good collection of people in there who do different methods of TA, which all combine into one. So if you do want to come there, you want to support the channel, you want to say hello, go into the Telegram. I think that is it for that. So yeah, let me check the chat real quick, because obviously I started the stream like 10 minutes ago, whatever, just see what people are saying before I went live. See if there's anything interesting. It's mainly on Binance anyway, going to be the spam of the box, because, you know, that's how mostly everyone talks. See what's going on. It's also mostly spam. I like to try and get into the Binance chat before I really spend too much time on charts, because the spammers will start coming in with their, you know, links or whatever the hell they're posting, and then yeah, I'm not seeing too much. I'm scrolling. Hold on. I'll probably go on to YouTube. So was it LSD, MDMA, or music for trip? Yeah, we've got some interesting music on Crypto Warehouse. I do pride in the Telegram as well. I do pride that we have the best music in the entirety of in crypto. You know, all the streamers out there doing their thing. Yeah, they've got their synthwave, this and the other. We've got the best music in crypto as a whole. I pride ourselves on that. So yeah, but it is a bit trippy. It is a bit trippy. Someone said, "How are you?" I'm doing very well, thank you. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you've never spoken before, say hi, man. Say hi. I think I am gonna move on though. Want to learn English? Well, unfortunately, I'm not someone who teaches English. I will go slower though. You know what? I will go slower though, because sometimes I speak way too fast. I will enunciate my words better and I'll go slower. But anyway, I'm gonna move on now though to CoinMarketCap. Just see what percentages we're going on with, what prices we currently are for, you know, some coins. 59,327. Obviously said that in the intro. Bitcoin 0.5% open in 1 hour, so 5 minutes. Obviously it's just been a new hour. But mainly you can see 46 on the 24 hour and 47 in the 1 hour. So we haven't really moved. Haven't really moved at all, you know, within today. Apart from obviously what we had previously at about 2 a.m. That big old move we've had. Obviously 7 day we're down 2.39%, so still down, which makes sense. You know, we are still in our downtrend. If you've been on any of our streams before, you've seen any of my charts, I've talked about, you know, we're currently in a downtrend and we're currently in a more premium. So starting off from our, you know, we had a really big low a really, really big high, and now we've been in a range. So I've drawn a 50-50 of that range. We're currently on the higher end of things, so I'm looking for things which are going to cause us to come down, which I'm going to get onto in a second. It's interesting, that's all I'll say. And that's pretty much it, really. Ethereum, 2,592, basically 2,600. An important price I've already talked about many times. 2,600 was really important. 2,800 as well was very important, but 2,600 equally as important. Pretty much down in every regard. Obviously, 0.02% isn't too crazy. We've just printed a new hour. But similar with Bitcoin, it's obviously it's down 45, not up 45, but just down in general, really just down. 3.86% down 7 days, so not recovered as much, even though it's not really too much of a difference between it. BNB's doing really well, 570, really well. But obviously the next important one is Solana, which is 0.17 up, 1 hour, don't really care. 24 hour, 0.12% up, which is actually really mediocre. I went to the chart quickly before I started the stream just to see what was going on for Solana, see what I've said previously and how it's following along, and it's really stuck. So we're going to see what's going on there. Obviously, whenever something's stuck in a range for a period of time, something crazy is going to happen with the price. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be for Solana. We will get to that in a second. But I've yapped, majorly yapped. 7 minutes though, not bad. Normally I yap sesh for like 10 minutes in the intro or whatever, so not bad for 7 minutes. Check one more time just to see. Send me a phone number to call you. No, I'm okay. There's Telegram in the description if you want to go talk there. I don't have a phone number. Anyway, let's move on. Let's just move on to the charts. Okay, so this is obviously the main charts. The problem is Bitcoin, I've got like 3 charts on 3 different exchanges, on 3 profiles, okay? We've got some stuff looking at liquidations and whatnot. We've got a dark mode one, which I'm going to get onto in a quick second, actually. And obviously this light mode one, which just cleaned it up a bit for me. So currently you can see we've got this range right now. This was the range we caused. Obviously not going from down here, because on lower time frames this was a bit of a retracement. You can see this came up, came back for this, and then formed this. So I just wanted to draw this quickly. Obviously it'd be even better if we drew it from here in terms of this regard, but nonetheless. Actually, what if I did? Interesting. Actually, we came to the equilibrium point and bounced. So this is actually probably better, but I'm not going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it as this. So this is like, okay, cool. So if we've got like things which are going to keep us of resistance, will actually cause it to actually have a higher chance of following through or not. I'm trying to show a different example. Yeah, here for example, you can see we're in this really high period. They're really high right now. We're fully in this premium area. Not saying we didn't respond negatively. Not saying we didn't follow through with this gap here, but we didn't touch into it and completely bounce. But we formed it. We did come up. So to be fair to it. But then there's other periods, and again here, this is another gap. We completely ignored it because we're in this high range area where, we formed this range from this low to this high, and now we're in it for a long period of time. You can form these gaps, or form these areas, and kind of, see what's going to follow through and what's not going to follow through, what sort of sentiment in right now for the chart. Obviously, you can see here, we formed this in the negative side of things, which is, I'm not saying negative things can't happen in a negative period, but it is a negative inefficiency in a negative area. It just didn't follow through. We continue onwards. But this is what I'm trying to say, though, is of importance is this one here. And also mainly this one. You can see we formed this one quite nicely. And then obviously we've been using it pretty nicely. But now we've fully filled it. So now I'm starting to think we're going to actually move properly now, because we're slightly in a bit of a crabby area, not really moving too much. We also have an order block down here on the higher time frame. I think I have another one on the lower time frame here. You can see they cascade upwards. It's probably something nothing on daily, but you can see 4 hour matches up with the 1 hour. Bit bigger though this time. You can see a good order block. What happened? Formed it. Get the put brush out. You see formed it. Stayed above the midpoint and then continue onwards. Now we're bouncing off it now. Probably coming towards the midpoint again at about 58, whatever. Which, to be fair, is the top end of this mini one on the 1 hour. So I'm just gonna leave it as that anyway. So you've got this going on. I'm interested in see this, and this is why I'm interested in it, is because of this whole scenario here. So you can see we formed another gap here. It's like, okay, cool. We're going up right now. We're breaking above highs. These equal highs especially, which I thought are going to be very important. And I'm going to get onto it in a minute anyway. So okay, we had this previous gap which we need to fill. That's not on the higher chance of going up, though. That is something pretty negative. If you fill the gap previously, you might want to start to come downwards again. If you can see, like, going from this top end, from this whole high volume candle, you can see, like, basically filled the entire thing. And we'll get onto the Telegram posts because there's a important data piece here from Mike, which I want to look at. I'll probably just give a rundown of it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing probably. But you can see, we came to this top end, and really nicely filled it, and then just carried on all the way, come really rapidly all the way down. And that was to be expected. This was a huge candle of like importance. Obviously, it didn't happen here. This is something completely different. You can see like this, it's a bit overextended at that point, but in these intermediary candles, these are going to be good precursors into if we're going to have a big move or not, and where we're going to go to roughly. So we filled that. That's one thing. But number two, we had a gap which we've also filled. I believe it's big on the 1 hour, but you can see like we filled it all, and then we passed above it. Now this pass above it obviously also coincides with these two highs here. You can see we had a wick up here, and we actually came to it and then had a really good response downwards. So this was clearly a good area. You can see this is also the midpoint of this gap. There might have been some sort of thing going on here as well, I'm not too sure. But regardless, this was an important area. Now, you know, when you form these important areas, this is going to be another one to bear in mind, which is going to be 61.8. And also importantly, I've already talked about, we're producing these nice, you know, lower highs, and I think this is our next lower high. You can see these aren't as much structured. You can see we formed it here, came down, then obviously in this candle came down, formed it. Or it's hard to see on the daily because these candles are so small. But you can see if we go to the wicks, you can see wick down here, came up, wick down here, came up, wick down here, wherever it was, down here, and then came up. Obviously this was our lower one, but in terms of these really high highs, you can see this is still lower than these highs, which is the important part. Obviously this is maybe you could attribute like. Can't even really. These aren't the highs. This is the low to the next high. You can think, okay, cool. This might be our next high, which we've kind of come to and then coming down now. But this is the high. This is the high. These are the important areas. So this is why I've marked this area at 61.88877 because this is an important price point. Not only for the fact that we've got relatively equal highs here, especially on the daily as well. This is really important over the couple days. It is maybe 4 days, whatever it is for the 4 candles. If we pass above this is going to be pretty important, really important. From coming off it once all the way down to coming off it, coming here, coming all the way down again, coming here, coming all the way down again. This is a really important price point. It's what I'm really trying to emphasize this though. Really trying to emphasize this is an important price point. So if we surpass this could either be obviously we've produced our higher high. Then we're starting to break out of this trend. If we follow through this, at that point you're like, okay, this is the long-term play. What would happen is, if you're on the daily or 4 hour, you're looking to surpass this price. You go, okay, cool. We've surpassed this. We've produced another high. We've produced a higher high now instead of a lower high. We're now starting to break out this trend. You want to look for some sort of retracement. Number one, you go off, the ideology of liquidity. Oh, cool. There's going to be a huge amount of orders from here where stop losses are going to be up here, whatever, this, that, the other. If you surpass this, you could also probably think about it that you're extended as well. If you're coming from this low point all the way up towards 69 or 61.9, 62. You're going to be really overextended, not only in the lower time frames, but nearing the higher time frames as well. So you want to look for a retracement, some sort of bounce off some sort of now turn support point, and then along from there to then enter into an uptrend. So, but I'm just saying that in theory, that's not happened just yet. Or will that happen? I don't think so. But just saying it's not happened. But that is just something I wanted to point out as an important thing. And you're thinking, okay, cool, we reached 61.435. This is higher than this high, whatever. We should be going in an uptrend now. I don't think so. But you can see, we reached these prices, and the important one as well, if I go to lower time frames, we had these equal highs, which we had a really good response off. We came above it, swept it, and then came down. I want to see what sort of percentage is there above this. 1 point, nearly a 2%. So you think, okay, cool, what if it's 50x? What if you 50x shorted from this price point and you've not got out yet from this low? In theory, most people will probably get out at this point, especially if they see this, actually, well, they might have not, because if you see this fair value gap, which didn't happen, you think, okay, cool, we should probably continue to go downwards, but we didn't. Regardless, there should be a lot in this area above these two highs, and especially these highs as well. You can see this happened again here. You can see what happened. Formed these, really good response to this price twice, came above it, and then we came down pretty strongly. So these are going to be areas where there's important, buybacks or sell, whatever, which is going to be good liquidity. But again, that happened. We did that. Now we're coming down again. So we can delete this and move on, I suppose, from our lives. But the next one I want to draw and show attention to, not only on the short time frames, but like I said on the daily, is this 61.87, whatever. So yeah, we still have these lower lows. I think this is our come down now. I think we're having a proper come down, and moving along. I'll read the chat in a second. I see some people talking. I'm just going to move on to this. Okay, so we've got this here. I want to point out 55.5 is what Mike sees by Friday. Somebody says 5 BNB. I'm not sending you 5 millimeter. Not getting that. So 55.5 and 61.1 is now the new lower resistance. It's important. This is what I wanted to point out. Bull market support band is obviously Mike's holy grail of indicators or TA. You know, if you ever go into his streams, ever look at what he looks at, you'll just see this big old blob of a line going on. That is his holy grail, I suppose. And it was 61.1 was the lower resistance, which is lower resistance. There's two lines for the bull market support band, which is a range. You know, it kind of looks like this. It's kind of like this. One's a bit slower than the other, and then there's a gap. And you normally come, you know, within these here, and you go here, whatever, this, that, the other, and then you come down if you're below it. And we've done this a couple times now where we've come up into it and then come down pretty accurately. So I want to point that out, saying we came into this area, now we're coming down. So this is a good bounce, because you can see from these periods, you're like, okay, having really big responses off these like areas. But these are like, you know, one candle movement downwards on the 4 hour, and then we move up all the way. We're going to have consecutive downwards movements. We've come to a proper area. These areas weren't bull market support band or anything sort of big resistance. You know, these are just like normal areas where we had resistance. So this is going to be, again, this is going to be a good area for to sweep and kind of come down again, which wouldn't put in a lower high, which would be important. This would be the period where you look for, okay, we've done a higher high, you come down, and then you can continue going. But we're not having that right now. We're coming down. So now I'd expect, okay, we're on the downward side of things. We've produced our lower low or lower high. We should probably now produce a lower low. You can see this is our general range. And you might think, okay, this is a bull flag. Or like a mini bull flag. Yeah, it could be. But again, it'll only come from here. So you can see the lower we go. And number one, we invalidated it here. So it's not really too accurate on the downside of things. On the higher end, it's pretty good. But, you know, if we were to come up, let's say, from here, where would we come to? You know, from the bottom end. Even if it was here, it's only really towards these high ends at about 63. So it's nothing too crazy anyway. So the longer we last in this range, the less this is going to have an impact on anything. But, you know, as I was saying, we formed this big volume area downwards, really big. Coming down now, you can see we're slowly forming. Give it, 42 minutes. We're going to slowly print this candle, and then we should have another gap to pay attention to. And again, remember what I said. We're in this positive area of things. We're going to look for things which are going to bring us downwards. And we've had this inefficiency, which we've not respected, and now we've completely gone through. So this is going to be a huge area of resistance, which we're slowly coming to now. So I could expect a slow move upwards towards this area, maybe towards 60k, 59, whatever, and then it'll continue to come downwards. You know, maybe 60,200, but I think we'll continue to come downwards after that. So, and the next thing I do want to point out is after I finish this, I think the last thing I want to do actually is look at where could our next lows be. You can see, like, you know, we had this area, we formed this low, came up, and then we kind of sweep, and these were equal lows, by the way. Equal lows swept, came up again. So now the next area after sweeping this is going to be this area, which we sweep, but it's not too strong. So we've got this rough range between 56,673, and we're going to have 56 down here especially. This is going to be huge. Obviously, we probably have still some more of this gap left, so maybe even towards 55.5, which I've already talked about, going on to nice little segue into the next chart. So I'm going to delete this now because I've already talked about it. So we've kind of got a Johnson in terms of our screen. So we've kind of got, you know, big one here, small thing going on here, and then probably another big one here. So obviously not anything too rude, but we've got a head and shoulders here on a different chart just to show you guys. I've also highlighted this kind of flip of an inefficiency here in this red, which I'm probably going to delete. I don't want it on my screen. It's a bit messy. But just bear in mind it's there. You know, pay attention to where the right shoulder is coming into it. Again, right shoulder can come towards this mid area, which we said about 60,200, which I already talked about. But let's say it's just down there. It doesn't really matter where the right shoulder goes. I've talked about this already on my other streams. It doesn't matter where the right shoulder goes. It just more matters where the neckline is and if you surpassed it or not, which is, you know, something to bear in mind. I'll cover this chart and I'll read the chat because I want to finish this. Actually, I'll cover this one as well, the where the liquidations are, and then I'll move on. So you can see this is just some more confluence on the downside of things. We've already came to these high areas, already produced a lower high, already came to these inefficient areas which we filled. There's just so many things going on right now. This is a volume candle on the if I unhide the volume candles, this is a volume candle. We've already filled this. There's just so much more confidence to suggest this was our higher high or lower high, sorry, and now we're going to come down towards either a lower low, this, that, the other. So on the grand scheme of things, you think, okay, this big move down to our low, big, this move to our lower high, or in this case an equal high, to our next low, to our high. Where do you think then to our next low, which could be, like I said, 55.5, could be potentially 54.5. And what did Mike say? What did I already talk about? He talked about 55.5, which is the exact price I already have. So 55.5, I think we continue to fill this. We wicked to the midpoint. This was a perfect gap, by the way. Really, really perfect gap here. And you can see why it's good, because we never came back to it. We formed it and then continued onwards. So this was a good gap, continued, formed it, and then obviously we came into it perfectly, came up. So this gap here are going to be two really perfect ones. Like I said, we've already filled this, but there's still potential for the lower half of it to have some sort of, potentiality for, a large amount of buys down there, or a good area to indicate we should have a lot of buy coming upwards. So what I could expect is we follow through this kind of head and shoulders thing. You can see we've formed this, the left shoulder and the head, potentially now coming up. Like I said, I think we're going to slowly print this candle. We could have a negative candle in the next 4 hours and then come up towards, 60,000, because then we would have formed our inefficiency in the inefficiency, and then we're going to come up to it, 60,000, come down. And I think this shoulder, you can see the neckline's roughly, potentially, if you just draw a line from here, it's potentially at 58-ish. So I think surpassing there is a good bet. But regardless, I still think we come down continuing anyway. So I think stopping this movement would be down towards 55.5, in my opinion anyway. So now, really, really quickly before I move on the chat, like I already said, I'm going to quickly look at potential liquidations point. Now, this is my little indicator. It's a little quick thing. It just does a multiplication of a certain price area. So, a quick look at the OI, which is open interest. If you don't know what that means, that is the current total amount of contracts open for a token. So, this is Bitcoin, for example. If it's going green, that means more people are opening longs or shorts, and you can use CVD to kind of estimate if these are shorts or longs. So we've got it from here. You can see, starting from here, going to here, you have a large amount of shorts opening. So I drew this short liquidation area here. You can see, really, really big movement upwards in terms of how many contracts are open. And you can see really, really quickly, we've started to produce more on the opposite side of things. So just going back to this point here, you can see this whole area, we've had a negative amount of contracts coming in, so shorts coming in. So drawing from that candle, roughly starting it, we've got these parts here. So you can see we've easily come above the 100x and 50x short, getting these guys out. Probably coming towards about a 20, nearly a 30x. We've gotten rid of a lot of people in terms of their shorts from that position. Again, this was a large amount of shorts to be coming in a space of time, so it made sense we had this sort of movement. If I go from the next candle, you can see that wasn't. I meant to go to the other candle. Whoops. There it is. So you can see 25x really, really nicely touched here, coming down again. So we've already, liquidated, especially from here. You can see the amount of red here. Forming from here, we've pretty much equalized all this. But then coming from here, we still have some left over here, which are going to be positive. You can see from here. So we've got a lot of positive in this regard, which I'm going to look at now, which, if I shimmy it back, I think is basically the same thing as what we've already looked at, which is about here. So if I shimmy this back again, I believe to about here, it's the same thing. So pay attention to this coming forward now. So I've already looked at the previous things. Let me hide that. So this is where we are now. So we've had these contracts here, which I'm not saying we have to close, but just bear in mind, we have these open, which we haven't completed. This was a period where we closed some quick shorts where everyone was getting into shorts really, really quickly. We liquidated these people, and now we're probably coming down to this. Again, obviously, confluence with our lower high, our head and shoulders, the inefficiencies, the resistance, the equal highs, which we've swept above to potentially get liquidity to come down. We've got a lot of things pointing towards coming down continuously. Obviously, we're going to print this eventually, this inefficiency, which is going to then bring us down even more. So where could we come to? Obviously, we've got these different support points. We've got 55, or we've got 56k towards 55.5. Mike says 55 as well, because that's his TA. So I think 55 as well, more than happily. You see the 20x liquidation is also equally at this previous low, because these periods are one and the same. Like, these candles are very, very similar. Let me hide that. There we go. 55 is about here. So again, similar to how we came to about 30x, we've got a similar area down here probably. Obviously, I don't have it drawn out. Actually, let me draw it properly. I don't think I have it from where I've started. Here we go. So yeah, this is actually going to come down to liquidate a whole lot of people. Again, this is the main range. Normally the 10x is where you end it. So, being conservative is where you normally end it. So like maximum would be about 53.5. I don't think we're going to come there to there though. But this whole range would roughly be where numerous amount of liquidations or liquidation prices are going to be at. Obviously not bearing in mind there's going to be stop losses where people that just haven't quite got out yet, which are going to eventually get taken out. So just bearing in mind there's a whole range down here which we're eventually going to come to get rid of some of these people in these areas. So just wanted to bear that in mind. Just for more confidence, suggest we're coming downwards. So I have yapped. Actually not doing bad. I normally 9:30 move on to the other coins. So not doing too badly. So I'm going to leave this chart up and I'm going to read the chat. If any coins, whatever, this, that, the other. See what's saying on YouTube. Daddy, evening guys, what's going on? Daddy can join. Apparently you won something. I heard little birdie told me, aka that's in the chat. So congratulations to you. Kishan, absolutely go Kishan. What's going on? Broken Army Rocks, it's true, it's true. Absolutely. And if you do want to join this amazing group, description, Telegram, come join it. A lot of people there. We talk quite often. You get notified whenever we stream, because sometimes notifications don't come out. This, that, the other. Telegram, all the information's there. And if you want to ask me any questions or talk to me or Mike, you can go to Telegram. We'll talk about this anyway. Marla, is Bitcoin going down or going to go lower soon? Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. I think quite a lot of people think this. I don't know what the index or the thing which basically says what people think. I don't know what that says, but Mike thinks it. If Mike thinks we're going down, I think we're going to come down. And if I think I've been thinking we're coming down for ages now. We've already talked about this. Actually, I could probably go on to it the last 5 minutes in terms of the large time frame things going into like months now, September, October time. Already talked about this. You're probably bored stiff of what I'm talking about. If you've been on any of my streams in the past like week or 7 streams anyway, I've already talked about this. I'm just gonna leave it on screen. There you go. Let's go Bitcoin 52k. Could be. I mean, I definitely think 55 is going to be very important. I think that's going to be hugely important to come to. Again, you already know what I think. 46k. Already thought about this. Been there, done that type of talk. See what I'm saying? Obviously, got this huge volume here. Huge gaps here. I've got this already big range. Got numerous amounts of highs and lows of major major highs of support and resistance. Obviously, got these lows down here, which we already kind of done this. I don't think we're going to come to 38k. I think personally, backing up this range of volume candles and here, I think it's about 46 to 44k. Talked about this already. What's better to invest in Ethereum or Bitcoin? Well, is this a spot? If it's a spot, I mean, these are good prices. Again, I think Mike's already said. Okay, Mike hasn't said. Hidden Gen said both. Yeah, I agree. Both are really good. And in terms of potentiality, well, again, you probably don't want to talk to me because you see on the screen right now what I think about if you are doing a spot or not. I do still think it can come down a major amount more. I think, I mean, again, whatever can move the highest percentage is going to be the best to come into. I think, Ethereum would be great to do that for, but I think Bitcoin's going to be a best bet. If not in the movements now, I think in the long run anyway. So I think Bitcoin, but again, like I said, already mentioned in the chat, both, to be fair, again, but I think Bitcoin anyway. I'd wait for this to see what happens. What we could do, though, to be fair, is we could do equal lows and then have a really big, faff, and then the manipulation could be that come down towards these lows and then move up. I just think in general coming down. I think some other people think that as well in our community. So go join the community if you want to, say. We look Crypto House family. They go, man. Honestly, you know what? I don't even know. I can't even put the words. You have a special place for my heart, man, Kishan. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to move on now, though. Actually, no, I'm not. I forgot about Binance. Someone said how. I don't know what he's in reference to. yeah, no begging in chat. Yeah, Mike already said it. If you're going to come into chat to say, I want, like, this amount of money, you're not getting it. And I saw someone join the Telegram and ask for 5 at BTC. You're just not going to get it. Like, just leave. I don't even know. I mean, there's probably some people out there who will, like, have something to give you. Maybe other streamers who might be more inclined to give you something. I'm not giving anything. That's just not what we do. That's not what I do. Even if I was the richest person in the world, I'm not just going to be giving away money. Unless it was a giveaway and it was purposely set up. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not really seeing too much in terms of actual chat. I'm seeing a lot of just stuff. I don't see any coins either. So if you do want to cover, want me to cover a coin, then just put it in the chat, Yeah, that's true. So, okay, so someone in Vine said, please, I'm homeless. Give me Bitcoin. And a man said, if you're homeless, what are you doing here? Yes, man. Put the energy into what you're doing on the stream. Go get a job. All right? Or go do something. Being online in an internet cafe and begging for money online isn't going to work, bro. Crystal Lions, hello, bro. What's going on? Okay, well, I'm just gonna Just gonna move on now to Ethereum and Solana. I normally spend a considerably less time on Ethereum and Solana than I do on Bitcoin because it's kind of the main coin. Don't know which chart I normally look at. I think it's this one. Where's the one? Okay, I think is it this one where I have the main TA on I can't remember. I think it's it. Man, is it this one? I don't think it's this one. This is the problem, man. I'll just have different charts out of nowhere. It's not this one either. It must be this one. Okay, I had a range down here. I don't know where it's gone, but this was my previous range. I've already talked about this. What did I say last stream? Oh, I really can't remember now. Oh man, it's been a while since I've done last stream. I think was it Thursday or something? It's been a while. I think I said. I really can't remember now. Okay, if someone was here last stream and remembers what I said about Ethereum and Solana, please let me know. I can't remember. Really, really can't remember. I'm just gonna continue to. Yeah. Okay. So I think I drew this high. Oh no. Yeah. Well, we had this high. We sweeped and then came down. Obviously, found this order block, which is going to be good area. You can see double bounces here, which then sweeps us came up. Obviously, we had this high, came above it again, came low. This is our new high here. These are in relatively equal lows. This would be a good area. So this is probably, yeah, this is what it is. 2,450 was the 55.5K of Bitcoin for Ethereum. We have these equal. Okay, this is actually good. We've got equal lows here, relatively equal lows. I think we're going to sweep these and then come into this area maybe towards 2,480 because that would be our low sweep. Whoops, that would be our low sweep, and it would be a retracement into this inefficiency, which also has a volume candle. So let me have the volume candles on the screen for a second. Again, similar thing with Bitcoin in terms of what we're doing right now. We don't have the opposites thing right here. This was all right. You can see we kind of came into it, came up a bit. Again, it ranges. We had these. We have equal highs. Obviously, sweep came down. Again, we also had this high, which we've done sweeps came down. It seems like we're starting to produce these highs here, which is nice to see. But again, if we do something like this, we're going to come down again. But regardless, so we're slowly producing these higher lows and higher highs. But again, if you do kind of pay attention to this one, it could be this downwards movement towards this 2,000. I think 2,480 is what it's going to be for Ethereum. Mainly in terms of our price. I think we'll just wait for that, really. I think we'll just wait for that. Already produced this gap on here. We see we're starting to come into it now. Coming into it, basically, top being about 2,626 roughly. Eventually filling this and then probably coming down. You can see we kind of had this double top. The neckline's about here, so you can see really slow movement. Actually, I think this is the chart pattern, like this rounded bottom, this thing. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like an Adam and Eve, but I can't remember. But you can see you kind of had this rough double top, relatively equal highs there coming down. We've got these two lows here, which are slightly being backed up by this high. So you can see there's a rough range for you to draw like a rectangle, and you can see it better. Okay, it's not. Oh no, stupid. There we go. You can see you've got a rough range down here where there's big wick come up, not really there, wick come up. So I think this is going to be an important area. So I think this is similar, like I've already said. We're going to kind of have a sweep and then probably come down below this and then come back up, because this is 2,550 is going to be pretty important. But bearing in mind, like we've already actually I got a head and shoulders here actually. You can see neckline's about 2,500, so we could even come below it. Yeah, this could be we could have a head and shoulders here. Now again, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're a bit different. This our low, you can see on Bitcoin, this was our low down here. It's 4 hours, it's better. You can see it's a bit different in terms of its way. It kind of is. Actually, no, it's not. No, it's not at all. Actually, this is our low. No, this is good. Actually, I don't think. Okay, it might be this one. This one's like the equivalent of here, 52, 53. So it's a bit low, bit low. So I do think down to these lows here, probably this one here, 2,480 could be good. That's a bit low though. I think these lows, 2,500, that rough range, this rough range down here, I could expect to come down. Producing this inefficiency, probably eventually coming back into it. The 4 hour, already doing that on the 1 hour, like I said. And then we're going to eventually come down a bit. I think in general the market's going to come down. I'm waiting for it already. I've already talked about this last stream. I already said how negative I am about most things. So I think we're just waiting for that. I'm going to move on now to Solana though, because it's Ethereum. The problem is the TA I've done lately has been stuff which has been very like big movement, but it's been on the hard time frame. It's been quite like large. So the difficulty is in terms of me coming into these charts is I've already done this. Like I've already looked at this. I've already looked at what I want to talk about. I've already talked about this. Like I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. But you know, if I'm you know what? To be fair, I'm glad I'm saying the same thing over and over again because it means what I've been saying has been decently okay and decently right so far. So I suppose that's all that really matters. I don't know what I'm seeing right now. Let's just like kind of draw it out. You can see we kind of have this kind of like double top here. We could come back up to here. I don't think so though. Again, I've said this so many times right now. Solana's kind of like the moody teenager of crypto. So you know it does what the market's doing, but it does its kind of own thing. So you see this movement, it's a bit different. You know, it's a bit wonky. So we could still have more movement upwards in Solana, which we don't have for the rest of the market. That is something which has potential. I'm just kind of looking at what we're doing right now. We kind of have like a head and shoulders as well, inverted head and shoulders. We also have these lows, a decent area lows. You can see really good, decent area lows, sweep, and now we're coming up. So I reckon we're kind of now in a bit of a uptrend in terms of you can see we're kind of doing this. But again, if we do kind of come up to this end, I don't think we do. This is going to take too long to happen. I don't think we do that. But if we did, then it would be a double bottom. It would be all the way straight down. But again, if the market's moving pretty negative, you just can't ignore it in most coins, like for Solana, for example. You just can't ignore it. Producing some good relative highs here. Already sweeps it and it came down. So I think the next one is looking for where are the next lows. So I think this one's a good one, but I don't know if we come down all the way. We could be in this continuous... Like, what is the trend? You can see, what is it? Let's kind of roughly draw it out. This is roughly what it is. So this could be, as I've already talked about Bitcoin and everything else, this could be our now high, or lower high, and now we're coming down to produce it. So these lows, these relatively low, or not relative lows, actually even spanning back over here, these are some good lows back here. These are some really, really good lows. So we could expect this price, about 136, to be a decent price we come down to, and kind of like, you know, sweep below or whatever. Just quickly turn on Vex candles, just see where it is. This is good low. I think I talked about on my other stream, 127-ish area being the low. So we could see that again, going below relative, you know, some lows here. This is see the response. Man, sometimes I'll just have like 4 things I want to say in one go, and I'll just say it all like mashed up. But you can see the producer of these lows and then come up straight away. Producer of these lows come up straight away. This is a good area, but it doesn't mean we have to bounce off this. Once we start coming below, we could come all the way down to 127. We could come to 130. It doesn't necessarily mean we come to like 134 and immediately go back up. So we could have something like we're doing these downtrend, coming down really quickly, and then come back upwards, maybe towards 142 again for a higher high, something like that. But yeah, I think it generally follows what the market structure is already doing, which is, as I've already said, we're in this downtrend, producing our lower highs. I don't know what the liquidations are for this. We could probably go to Golden Glass quickly, but hey. I think we come down. I've already talked again, like I've already just said, in terms of where you know where our lows, where we could come to. I've already talked about this on Ethereum and Bitcoin. I've already done these lows. I've already done these. Already done this TA. My phone beeps. I've already done these TA. I've already done the lows. I've already done the highs. I've already done the inefficiencies. I've done everything really. I did it like maybe 2 or 3 streams ago. So the past streams has just been me talking about the same thing over and over again. But you know, I just have to reiterate. 127 could be a good low, but it's a bit, you know, it's a bit out of nowhere. Maybe if I go to 1 hour, there could be some backup off that. Really, you can see how brilliant it is. 136, going below this price is going to be immeasurably important. Massively important, I should probably say. 127, I think that's where we're going to go to there. I think that's our low. Maybe 120, 130, 129 down here. This general range, I think it's going to be a sweep below here, coming to these price points and then coming back upwards. Maybe our next high, like I already said, 142, 140 up here. And then just continuing there. Let's see what's going on the daily though. I'm quite interested to see what's going on here. Yeah, you can see this is you can see a decent structure here. It's all right. I mean, it's not bad. You can see a decent structure downwards. It's pretty good. And there's no like nothing outlying here to me, which I'm not concerned about. I don't know what this line is here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I really don't know. I really don't have much more to say about it other than these lows. But to be fair, as well, at these lows, 139, 138. We also have this. I don't know. We've already invalidated this many times. Like here and here and here. So that's not really anything too important. Go up to 4 hour really quickly. I want to see where that vector candle was. Yeah, you can see this is roughly again. So I think if we surpass these prices, I think it's going to be a very low movement. You know, it's like, okay, we've surpassed this support or this, you know, imaginary area. Okay, well, where's the next area then? Well, there's not really much here. It's kind of just floating. It's not really anything important. So the next important part, as I've already looked at, $127, $130, this rough range down here, which, you know, will leave you with minimally, if you go from here right now, in theory, about 10, you know, 11% move down, which is one of those days where there's a decent movement for Solana. You know, Solana can move 10, 11%, and it's one of those days with like really, really decent movement. So, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. It's like if I went to Bitcoin and I saw a 20% move downwards in the next, like, you know, 12 hours, then it'd be outlying. But this doesn't sound too crazy. Again, it also, you don't want to do TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and on Solana it's completely different. Because these are kind of like the big coins. They kind of do, the market does what the market does, you know what I'm saying? Like, smaller cap coins which have just come out, I talked about this so many times when someone suggests me to do TA on those. They don't have to follow the market perfectly. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying you can do TA completely externally from the main charts of Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum, and they will do, you know, completely different movements. But with Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, you kind of have to keep a strict kind of system on them. And if I was to say Solana would come up, that's why I don't really think we're going to be doing anything like that, where this is our neckline at 135, and we're going to come all the way up to 163 and come all the way down. Not saying it can't happen. I don't have a crystal ball. No one has a crystal ball. I just don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's in the books. I think we continue this structure we have right now of these highs and lows. And I think our next low is towards $130 doing this for Solana. So we will see what happens. I will read the chat now though, because I've done my next part of for this. I've actually got a coin finally. I finished it really fast. I must be yapping this, or I don't know what's going on. I've finished the main charts in like no time. It's like I've got 50 minutes and I'm just sitting here. Actually, I need a sip of water. That's what I need. It's I talk too much. Okay. Smash the likes, absolutely. If you're not liked or followed or you know, like the stream, depending on where you are, obviously it might be different. Following, subscribing. Come on, this is a great stream. You know, like even come on, you know, just like it. It's support. It's free. Yo, it doesn't cost you anything. You press a button. All you gotta do, you press a button. Very good. It supports us immeasurably. So you know, if you're feeling nice, feeling like a really nice person today, it will make my week if you to like the live stream. So Love City Breaks. Did you ever get a chance to look at Moonwell, brother? It's on KuCoin and Base. I don't remember. I will have a look now though after I finish the chat, and if I haven't, I will look at it. Dynamic, no sound. Yeah, it must be you. I don't know if you've sorted out now though. Hopefully you can sort it out. There's not really much point in me talking to you if you can't hear me. So yeah, everyone's saying the sound's working. Good sound, thank you very much. World's best tea on crypto. Takeshan, man. You can make me blush on stream. Don't do it. KB evening. Oh, you know what? So you know, if you're here, say hello. Because sometimes some guy will say hello or someone will say hello like ages ago on stream. I don't see it. I'm TV. What's up? What's going on? Glad you could join the stream. I think I'm gonna move on now though to Moonwell. We scroll up. Bro, you never fails to guess. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, because I always preface this. Everyone should preface this though. To be fair, if no one does, and I say this quite often on the streams, if you watch a different streamer and they never say this, take it from me for them. Nothing's financial advice. No one has a crystal ball. If they say, "Oh, we're gonna do this," they could, you know what? To be fair, they could be the best TA person ever, but no one knows really. No one really knows. You can take educative guesses based on what you see. So anyway, I don't really see anything on Binance again. No surprise there. Let me just move on now though to the next coin, which is Moonwell. Is there a ticker name? I actually can't remember. There is. I don't think I've looked at this. Let me just check the other one. Make sure. Oh, it's just Okay, there we go. Nope. Okay, I don't think I looked at it. I'll look at it on quick one. Let me have a look. So let me go on the daily just see. Oh, it's actually got okay, good amount of history. It's good, really good. These crazy wicks. Okay, let's have a little nosy of what's going on. So I want to zoom out. I just want to see, where could I see some like, relatively equal either highs or lows of this or the other. So you can see there's something here. Big bounce, but then we surpassed it really good. But obviously we surpassed it again, so we could have flipped it. It could be decent resistance, just to bear that in mind. Just have a little look. Where's next? Well, you can see we had these really high highs before we came down all the way, and then what happened? Obviously flipped it, used its support. So this is going to be resistance. We flipped it now. Haven't tested it, but we flipped it. So good resistance there. What I actually will do, the magical tool that is. Actually, is this going to show upwards? It is. I don't want to do that. Okay, no, I wanted that. There we go. Perfect. Let me get on the high. Finicky tool. This is fib. Previous high. There we go. I want to see where the general area is. Good low, good resistance. These are going to be some good prices. So this is going to be a good price as well down here, which actually coincides with this. So this is some really good fib extension levels. I'm going to draw that from back here as well, just to back up the fact that it is also something which is viable. We've got this high, which is relatively close to this high here, and we're already using it anyway, so I'm going to use this regardless about there. Now, something I do like to do. Now, this is a bit in the, pie in the sky, I say this a lot on streams, pie in the sky, something which is like, a bit crazy. Fractal fibs. Boom. All right, that's my little thing. I don't know if anyone's done this before. I don't know. That's a long position. That's not fib. I always get long and short positions confused with fib by accident. So this is something a bit in, different, I suppose, where you do. I actually don't know. This is my little thing. I don't know if I do it properly or not. Okay, I'll just draw it from here, from the bottom. So about here, I don't get it perfectly right, then it doesn't really matter. But roughly correct. There you go. Perfect. So now we can draw where the natural levels in this natural level. So obviously we've got this low, which we're currently respecting. I'm going to draw normal lines for this. We've got current levels here, level there. You know what? Let me just leave it. Actually, no, I don't want to leave it on screen. It's messy as hell. I'll just do like 4, just to have it in there. These are some good highs here, which are kind of in the middle of here. Isn't quite too accurate there. Where else? This green one's decent. Orange one isn't. It's decent on the prints. So these are actually still decent, even going back to these normal price action back here. So pretty decent anyway. I'll just do this last one. I'm gonna delete it because I can't really bother to have it on screen right now. There we go. Actually, no. I want to do one last thing. I want to do this. It's ugly as hell. Sorry about that. There we go. This actually, this might be a bit better to do. These levels are a bit more accurate. Okay, I'm gonna do these levels, I think, as a test. Okay, let me hide those lines. Hold on, I'm kind of doing some. I'm taking this opportunity to do things I don't really do on stream, or things I don't really do. I'm kind of just like theorizing here. But this isn't bad. Flipping these. Let's go on the lower time frames now. This isn't bad. Respecting, especially on these lines. Not bad. We obviously found our own little one, which is important at this price point. So this is going to be good. So if we sweep this below here, this is going to be really good for a suggestion that we should be coming back up again. Having decent resistance on this top line now. A really good order block. We've got a lot of wicks here on this chart. Decent order block here, really good. Inefficiency which we filled. Kind of coming back up now, kind of seeing some sort of, double bottom potentially, which actually bring us back up to this. So we could see ourselves come back upwards, breaking above this, back up to this order block here. This is our previous high. That is going to be something to pay attention to. In terms of where we have highs, I just don't like how wicky it is. It annoys me. Okay, we've got equal highs here, which would be really important. I should probably change these colors because everything blends into one. But hey, whatever. Really important, really important line here. This is going to be really good in terms of our resistance. Actually, also backs up with the fact we've got an order block right here as well. You can see shimmy that across. Really good range here. So 12 whatever the hell is going to be really good. Double bottom could bring us up towards this order block. So I could expect to see coming back up to here, but we'll have to wait to see if we break it or not. What could happen then if you see? Okay, we had a really good downtrend. Really good. High. Equal highs here. high. These could be the highs. We could see, you know, these are high wicks. You know, you can see like, let me draw this properly. It's kind of like this coming down like this. So we could see, this could be our lower high. We could see our bounce off here if we don't see this. We're in a good downtrend regardless. So we could expect a bounce off this. I'll have to see what happens at this line. But if we do, we could probably come back down again to these lows. The lows don't really seem to be too consistent. Low there, decent lows. So I think I would wait for a surpass of this low here for an entry either into a long, or if you're shorting, probably getting out at this equal low here. In terms of where we could see, you know, where could we see at this low? Let me draw another one here. Okay, let's do fib of this. It's getting messy as hell. I don't like this. So, okay, where could we see in terms of our next low surpass this? Well, we could see here. Could expect that. So if we could short. And again, it depends. This, it's paying attention to what the market's doing. You know, you can see big movement downwards, bounce, downtrend. So this is roughly what the market's doing. Not saying it's exactly what the market's doing. You can see we've been in this huge downtrend the entire time. But in terms of the shorter time frame, shorter kind of zoomed in a bit, I could expect this to be downtrend, and we bounce from here and we actually don't go up. Could be a short from here, which would be, you know, if we're here right now, getting probably the takeout here about 5%, you know, coming down to a 2 risk reward would be about the midpoint. It's order block, good resistance, maybe surpass this order block, even though it's quite a rowdy or quite a high. You could pay to this high, you know, if we had like a high here, could do it to this bottom of this order block to get a higher risk to reward. That is, you know, there's more potential for that. But, you know, what is like, okay, big move. That could have been our big move. So we could have the low, and this is what's difficult. This is what's really difficult about having so many highs. They're really messy all over the place. Like, it's hard to tell exactly what the trend is doing. So these are equal highs. This doesn't really look like the trend. It looks like we've got this downwards, but we haven't really come back upwards again. So it's pretty messy, but, you know, it's kind of got something like this to it, where this was our low or high or lower high. This was our lower high. So this should be our lower high now, coming down again, potentially surpassing this equal lows, hopefully. And if we were to surpass it, it would be back here. But again, you could just pay attention to, okay, these could be coming to these lows instead of surpassing them, which would then be about 4.68% coming down. But I think it comes down, as I do with the entire market, unless the market completely lies to me, then I think we do have this going on in terms of our, we're in this downtrend. I think we should hold it pretty well. We've got good resistance. We don't really have much in the way of support apart from this low. And then the next low is down towards here. So you can see that, like, if you try and use these levels as precursors to where we go to next, whoops, it's like, okay, we use it here, came up, we sweeped it, but then came up, and then we sweeped it, came up, but then we properly came down to the midpoint of it, and then came up, midpoint came up, midpoint probably came up. So we probably need to come to, you know, we probably could come to this low, because we haven't actually been there yet. We've probably surpassed this. You can see we've surpassed this level at, you know, 11, whatever the hell. We've bounced off it nearly twice now, or this one, and obviously this relatively equal low, but still a lower low in this downtrend. This could be our high, as I've already talked about, and now we should now come down to this low eventually at 10,194. So we could see that eventually. I do expect to see that eventually, which could be a 9.45 if you're feeling a bit, you know, lucky, I suppose. Well, not lucky, but if you're feeling frisky, I don't know. So I do expect to come down there, as per most things. So I'm not really saying something out of the ordinary here. Let me look at the chat again. Drink some water while I do that though. Probably have more time for a coin or two. Also, hopefully the music's not too loud, because look at the levels on my stream, and it's looking decently high. So hopefully it's not like blasting your guys' ears. If you look at FET, looks like it's moving sideways for 2 weeks. What do you think is most probably to go up or go down from here in a short term? I'll look at FET now. Let me check Binance real quickly, just see what the chat is going on. I should just not bother. There's nothing there, as always. So, FET is... I've looked at FET. I don't know what chart I've looked at FET on. 12 looks good. Here we go. Okay, this was our previous TA. Pretty trash TA there. What, 72%? What the hell? Let me go see the back. That's crazy. I don't know why I drew this. I probably had some reasoning back then. These trash lines. I just want to start fresh because I don't like this TA. Alright, so what we're doing. Very, very similar to what we've already done in pretty much every other market. So, have a little nosy. We've got high, sweep, came down, and then we had the high again. So, really, really good actually here. Okay, let me ignore this because we've already invalidated it. Really good highs. This is really, really interesting to see. So, high obviously came down. Produced a high, came down. So now it's coming down. But we do have these gaps here, which we're starting to kind of fill in this downtrend. So let's have a little nosy. So if we're actually in this downtrend. So, okay, it's actually more of a drastic thing similar to how Bitcoin had. So we've got this high to the low, or high, high, low, lower high, lower low, high, low. So this is our high where we could surpass. Similar to how Bitcoin has like 66k, but that doesn't matter. It matters about this right now. So in these ranges, this is actually good chance for. There we go. Draw this. For periods where you need to tell if there's if you're looking for longs or shorts. So I don't think these inefficiencies are going to cause us to properly pump. Where are we right now? So it's more so, okay, you want to look for, okay, this is the medium range. Okay, when you have equilibrium, it's a range. So if I actually drew a different thing, for example here, you can see this is equilibrium actually coming down to these lines here. But you can see this is general equilibrium. So it's not just, you know, the line. It can come a bit lower and a bit higher. Actually, these are really good. This is actually decently respected. But anyway, just I'm trying to point it out because it's messy, that thing. I don't use it too much. But regardless, this is equilibrium, general equilibrium, which we have good support and resistance at. If we flipped it, it would be pretty brilliant. But we can see we have actually decent lows here. So it's not something that's crazy to say, oh, if we produce a high, we're going to have to come down. Produce a lower, like lower than this, we have to come up. Let's see if there's like an order block or something. There's actually slightly an order block right here. Actually at this level here. We've already kind of swept that there. There's roughly some sort of order block in this range. Got a daily actually just to see. Or the 1 hour even, if it's actually something different. Hold on. Okay, decent order block there, which we respected pretty decently. Okay, I'm going to draw this one. Even though it's not quite, it's been invalidated. I don't really care. I'm using it. Did I just move that? No, okay, good. Good order block. So good order block. So this is in. So this is some sort of support in the lower range. So this is like, okay, when you're in the negative range, you want to look for things which are going to suggest moving upwards. And if you're in the higher range, you want to suggest things which are going to move downwards. Not all the time, though. Not all the time. So you can see here, you know, we had this gap here, didn't work. This gap here didn't work. And then obviously, now that we came down, we formed all these gaps, never really came up to them. And now it's like, okay, you can see, obviously this one didn't, but you can see gap here, for example, filled it, came down. So it's more so you want to look for these negative things in these high areas. But these that haven't done anything actually have an order block right here. That's why we have this support. Also, these equal highs here, anyway, help with this thing here. But if you shimmy that across, you can see a good bounce there. So we could have something. If we don't immediately go down, we either do a double top and then come down. We either produce a higher high and then come down again. We can see we've been in this downtrend ever since. Actually, it's not really. We're in a range. There's no downtrend, like I said. So we either double top, come down, sweep this. This is if we come towards 93, 94, we're gonna come down, unless the market's doing something crazy in general coming up. Something positive happened. So double top come down, sweep come down. Actually, we actually have an order block here, really, really negative, which is good because you're looking at negative things in the high areas. So good midpoint there. So we might not come all the way up to there. We could be in our own little world right now. We could be in our own little downtrend thing going on where we come down again. So I could expect to surpass 86. This could be a good entry. This is still relatively high. And I think in general we're going to come down for fair again. Back towards equilibrium point. Maybe I mean, maybe not getting in right now. If we followed this, it would be probably there for me, but I could expect another test of high potential for it. But I think coming out to the equal area down here is going to be probably the most important thing to come to. And regardless, we've got these equal lows if we come down to it. I think if we do see ourselves come towards these lows, I think we actually come below them towards about 79.6 with these lows and then come upwards, is what I think. But in terms of, was your thing for short term? Okay, good, short term. Yeah, so I think it comes down in short term. Let me look at daily there just to see general thing. This isn't good. I don't know if this is a chart pattern actually. This isn't something you can really like chart when it's like that. It's like there's not really anything going on. I think there's like a chart pattern for something like that though. Not sure though. It's not really a triple bottom. It's kind of just a messy bottom or whatever. Yeah, it's not really. I don't really see anything like that. It's kind of like a. I mean, there's potential for it. You can see like boom, maybe like boom, come up to there, boom. Nah, there's nothing. And again, depends on what the market's doing. I think it will come down. I want to see if there's anything which lines up back here really quickly before I end it. Some decent highs here, which we completely surpassed, which we actually now are using support. So this could be a good area. It's like, you know, you can probably go on the weekly and see it. It's like, this is like area where you surpass these and then come up. Like, this is good, like, in terms of support. So in terms of coming lower, I don't think... It could be a dip below. It could very well be a dip below, but I don't think it's anything considerable. All block there. I'm trying to see if there's anything considerable in terms of these. Well, we've obviously got a low there, which could be our thing. We've got our equal. I think that would be our low. In terms of where we see the market going down, I think that would be our low, but that's far out. In terms of going back to what we've already talked about, you know, lower time frame, short term, I think it's a come down unless we, you know, again, this is I wouldn't get in the trade right now. There's not really much of a setup here because we could flip this, but again, if we did flip this, it would be a case of flipping it, testing here. In general, we would come back up to this high. We could either do equal highs come down, or we could sweep it and then come down again. So I would wait personally. If we came towards this range, I'd get in a short at these highs, roughly about 918, and then either it comes up a bit or it doesn't. And we're not. I don't think we're going to surpass. This is a high thing. I don't think we come near this or surpass it. So a stop loss at that price would be really, really good. 3 to 1, a 10% move down. This could be pretty good. I think we come towards equilibrium. Safer than sorry. You could put these equal highs here. 7.63. You could do something like that. I would wait. I'd wait off on a trade though. It's a bit too. In my personal opinion, there could be someone out there who does TA and has done this, and it's really, really good. But personally, it's nothing really too. Again, even more resistance here. Really, really good. So I don't think we surpass this. Again, it does depend. Rather be safe than sorry. You know, could be something like this. But I'm gonna move on now though to the outro because we are 3 minutes over 10 o'clock, and I do want to end the stream. And yeah, just do the outro. Roger, hi, hello, what's going on? Unfortunately, you've caught us at the end of the stream, which is a very, very sad thing. Let me check the balance chat really quickly, just in case anybody said anything. Actually, what I'll do as well, I'll pop up the balance of the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, you can see we've printed that that 4 hour fair value gap nicely, which is good. 1 hour you can see starting to come into this fair value gap. Is this a high? Oh, this is a line here, which we're seeing resistance at. Yeah, I guess we're just slowly going to fill this on the 4 hour. I think we do come to fill it. I do think we do that. So yeah, I think, like I said, I always talk about 6K. I already talked about all this. I think in general we come down. But again, I'm just gonna leave this on the street, on the stream, on the daily, just to show you guys my thought process while I do the outro, which is a thank you, a big thank you actually. Thank you very much to all of you who've joined and watched the stream. I really do appreciate that. If you do want to talk to me or Mike more, or want to see any charts, if you've not seen it in this stream, you've missed out, either wait till the stream ends or whatnot and go back, or just go to the Telegram, ask for it in the trading area. I think we have a proper trading area on the public one. Come ask for it. I'll post it. Any questions, ask there. Want to talk to us, go there. We also do giveaways. We're doing a giveaway tomorrow. How have I not mentioned this in this stream? Oh my god. Tomorrow, if you're still in this chat and you're paying attention to what's going on, you haven't fallen asleep yet, join the stream tomorrow. It is important. It is very, very important. It is a big, big stream. We're giving away, I think it's $100 of gifts in crypto. We've partnered. We're doing a Cronus night. You might have seen it on our channel. Really, really big. It's on YouTube. You win in YouTube. So I think I'll take the courtesy. I will prepare you guys for tomorrow, which is before the stream ends or after the stream ends. Go join the Telegram. Go over to YouTube and subscribe and turn the bell on so you know when the stream is. I urge you, if you actually want to get anything, I already said it on the before the stream, I'm not gonna give you anything. We are doing a giveaway though, so come join the stream tomorrow. We're gonna be in the office. It's gonna be me and Mike. It's been a while. It's gonna be me and Mike in the office. Come join the stream. It's gonna be a blast. There's money involved, so if you hate us, you can still technically come to win. Even though I will probably do some sort of ritual to make sure you don't win if you hate us. But I'm yapping. Thank you so much for joining. Links in the description. Like the stream. Follow. Do what you want. Goodbye.